Alrighty, welcome everyone. This kind of sucks. I just spent 23 odd minutes recording episode 9 of Carole and Tuesday. And then when I finished it, I glanced over at OBS and realized that both of my OBS processes had crashed. And I've got 4 minutes of footage that isn't crashed. So that sucks. So, just winging it, I'm not going to re-watch the episode or re-react to it, so there is not going to be a reaction, but I caught this, right before I started doing the discussion, so I'm just gonna do the discussion, and just, I don't know, call it Teeaboo Reviews instead of Teeaboo Reacts or something. So, apologies, it was actually a really good reaction, I'm pissed that it's gone. Fuck. In any case, I hadn't even started the discussion, so this episode was really cool. I really enjoyed it. Yay, that's it. Peace! No, this episode was really interesting, but there were a bunch of things that I wanted to take a look at and talk about. Some of them directly in the episode, some of them other thoughts that I've had about the show that I just wanted to bring up. And one of those occurred when we see Tuesday's mom, Valerie Simmons, up here, start talking in the background about the big political problems going on. A shadow would that which is casting a shadow of doubt upon our lives, Earth. Now this is interesting, but we're gonna table it for the moment and come back to it after we've talked about the actual content of this episode. So this episode is really quite straightforward. There's some weird tension between Shibel, and Tuesday. There's something going on with Tao. I don't know what, but it's interesting. Angela performs, GGK performs, the Mermaid Sisters perform, and Shibel performs. And all of them are pretty good. Angela is intended to be the knockout of the night. I think that the knockout of the night was the Mermaid Sisters because their performance was instantly memeable and I love it. So yeah, Shibel shows up, is very forward, extremely creepy, and is trying to be like, we could have our own thing. You should probably play songs with me too, and twirls her hair in a creepy way and she's just very, yeah. And then Carole is like, hey, you need to tell this girl off if she's making you uncomfortable. There's this great tension between Gus and Dahlia, which is furthered here, and they're just, doing their thing. Angela is still looking for Tao, but Tao is here. Tao is here, Tao is watching, and Tao is interested in Carole and Tuesday. So that's pretty cool. So GGK versus Mermaid Sisters, and then Shibel versus Angela. GGK's got this weird meditative I am one with the universe thing going on. And she sings a song that at first I was like, oh god, I hate this. And then I kind of realized that this sounds like a song by one of my favorite electronic artists, Flume. It really sounds like a Flume song. And then I kind of loved it. So that was cool. Yeah. I really love this moving over pattern aesthetic thing that's going on with all of her clothing. It's almost Shafty. Yeah. It's pretty cool. But these lovely people are definitely the highlight for me. I mean, there's so much weird shit in this group. And I'm not talking about the fact that they're dudes with mustaches cross-dressing. I mean, there's one who isn't. What? In any case, I freaking love them. And their song is ultra instantly memeable. We start with this classic doo-wop and then subvert hard. seriously, you just like, I'm gonna go as soon as I'm done recording this again, and I'm going to grab this entire segment and just have it on deck so that I can use it in memes. It's amazing. Like, where else are you going to get a scene like this where a bunch of nowhere at all. Beautifully animated doo-wop barbershop quartet in drag singing fucking bullshit, oh shit motherfucker, fucking shit, oh fucking bastard, goddamn. Thank God I don't monetize. This is glorious. I love it. It's maybe my favorite thing in this episode. And then the fact that once they're told off and the judges are like, nah, they flip out and lead to commercial, which ends up being the actual commercial break of the show, which is great. Then Sibel comes up because she's about to perform. I'm calling Sibel she. Not sure of the gender. I'm just gonna use she. Doesn't really matter. But doesn't really ask. Sort of orders Tuesday to hold her. It's like, hold me. Hold me. She's like, okay, I'll do that. There's this little tiny thing where her fingers tighten against her knees. That, I don't know, this is a really emotive little thing. I kind of love it. And then she bites her on the neck, which she later says is, I even marked you to show that you're mine. A little bit of Edward Cullen going on here. Watching you sleep. Just sparkling over there in the corner. Biting you and stuff. That's pretty weird. So Tao is looking for Carole and Tuesday. Walks up to them. Asks them who writes their songs. Finds out the answer and is just like, well. Okay. See ya. So that's interesting. I wonder what that's going to be about. All right. And then we get her song. And it's a thing. It's sort of, it's French pop. I don't love it. I don't hate it. There's some really cool poses in here. Like, this is pretty cool. The scene where she stands up on the chair is pretty dope. The song itself is not my favorite, but I don't hate it. Yeah. Okay, cool. And then we get this amazing Angela reveal where she like... Ooh. Slow-mo walk with the heel clicks. All eyes on Angela. Center of attention. And then she sings. And the animation on Angela singing is kind of crazy. The way she like sits back into her hips. That's the only way I can really describe it. But oops. Look at the sense of where her weight is positioned on her. Like, okay. When people are rocking forward onto the balls of their feet and then back, we can see that in their upper body movement, and that's here. Like, you can see that she rocks forward onto the balls of her feet as she moves forward here to sing this line, and then her hips follow that right there, and that's as far forward as they get. And then she rocks back. I I'm amazed by these little tiny bits of animation. Plus, there's the expressiveness in her facial features and the sense of like the way that they're drawn made me think when I first watched it was hybrid. That there was something allowing them to lock the features in on the face for those subtle turns and tilts. I don't think it is. I think it's just really fucking awesome. And potentially using like a real world model for reference, or rotoscoping some portions of it. But I don't, it doesn't feel like it on repeat viewing. It just looks incredible. Like amazing artistry. Incredible. These cuts of close-ups on her face are extraordinary. Plus the lighting and the glow that she gets on not just these patches that hold and follow on her cheeks and the tip of her nose, but she gets this like full glow here. This is stylish. I mean, this is really stylish animation, and it has no bombast. It has no flash, but God, does it have flair. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Look at the consistency on her hair. This is nuts. And what's amazing about it is that often when we're looking at animation, the things that stand out most to us, at least to me, are lots of movement, things moving quickly, fight scenes, right? Camera moving quickly around characters, moving quickly, colliding, crazy effects animation, stuff moving, lots of stuff happening on frame. And while there is a lot here happening with the entire background being these glittery lights, it's like it's a close up and it's almost intimate, and the movements themselves are subtle, and that's what makes it really amazing. Angela's performance is the standout performance of the night, but it's also the standout piece of animation of the night. Freaking nuts. Okay, so skip ahead. Chappelle, she tells her off. I'm really kindly lets her down very easy. I don't think I could manage both at the same time. I've got a thing going. Get out of here. Also, restraining order. And then she freaks out and is like, "Oh, I guess you're not the person I thought you were." So I'm guessing that Chappelle might turn into a bit of an enemy now. I even marked you to show that you're mine. I hate her. I hate her a lot. Super entitled. You are not entitled to the attention or affection of other people. No one is. You earn that shit. You earn it. Okay. So that does a pretty good cover of the episode proper. I thought it was really cool. Not a lot happening in terms of forwarding the plot, but you know, just charging along with the Mars Brightest competition the way that we need to, which is great. Really standout piece of animation on Angela. A really funny joke with the mermaid sisters. And some cool stuff. Now, there was something that I wanted to talk about because it's something that's been building in the background, and I was actually thinking about this last night because I caught up on I think it was Digibro's seasonal impressions. I just ended up watching all of them while I was I don't know, I think I was editing something. But I ended up watching all of those for this season. And in the impressions for Carole and Tuesday, something that he criticized was the near futureness of the technology. How the tech in this universe isn't exactly far future, and given the rate of change in technology, he would have liked to see or expected to see a greater leap in technological progress. Hoverboards or like motorized scooters are all very near future tech. And the potential for AI to become widespread technology is potentially really near future too. And I had this thought about that. It was like, well, okay, but there's this interesting undercurrent where we've talked about Carole being a refugee from Earth before. So it's as though maybe there's something in the past, some kind of event that has caused that has prevented technology from continuing to accelerate, to continuing to be furthered at a consistent pace. Some kind of stumbling block, something that happened on Earth, maybe, because of these little mentions. And I just wanted to bring this up and let you know that I'm thinking about this as we move forward, and see if you're thinking about it too. What happened to Earth? Because the amount of the lack of focus on it, the fact that Carole is a refugee from it, makes me think that we're going to have some political commentary here. That something happened to Earth and it's no longer livable, and perhaps that same thing is threatening to happen on Mars. We got a lot of episodes to explore deeper stuff in this show. So, here's an idea. What if Earth is uninhabitable? What if humanity destroyed it? What if that fits in with this whole reliance on AI technology and this desire to return to sort of individual humanist artistic expression and the importance of the individual? What if Earth warmed up? What if we went too hyper-industrialist on Earth and can't live there anymore? Now, I don't know how I'd feel about a politicized narrative like that. I know a lot of people would be turned off by it. And I know that an equal-ish, maybe more people would be turned on by it. Would be like, yeah, fuck yeah, we need to say important things. I don't know if every show necessarily needs to say important things or have that kind of a message. But I'm going to keep my eye out for it. I think you should too. Let me know if there's anything that struck your imagination about that. Could be interesting. In any case, I think I'm going to wrap it up. I thought this episode was great. I had a lot of fun here. I'm going to go and clip the Mermaid Sisters clip because it's awesome. I'm sorry that the reaction portion of this video disappeared. I don't know why OBS crashed at all. I have no idea. So, sorry. Try to make sure that doesn't happen again. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the review. And I hope to catch you next week in the next one. Peace.